It's really frustrating that we have a terrible, terrible leadership in this country on the left. And I don't blame Sarah Nelson for that. I'm talking about how everything gets trapped into the Democratic Party. A Democratic Party that is absolute dog and is spending a lot of effort right now boosting the far right because they think, well, we're really bad and nobody will want to vote for us. But if we make the other side so bad that it's scary, people will show up just to vote against that guy. This could never backfire. I want to show you something about Barack Obama is a piece of Time's Up leader Tchen resigns in fallout from Andrew Cuomo's sexual harassment scandal. Basically, a Time's Up leader helped cover up Andrew Cuomo harassing his staff. People 20, 30, 40 years his junior, I think. Absolute scumbag. Obama Foundation names Tina Tchen as Chief Strategy and Impact Officer. There is no way, if you're a centrist Democrat, there's nothing you can do. Nothing you could associate yourself with. Nothing you could fight for. The reason why she got fired is not because she was innocent, but she helped target victims. Now she's going to go work for Obama as Strategy and Impact Officer. Fucking disgusting, dude. Barack Obama is legitimately scum. Legitimately fucking scum. All right, chat. Let's watch some Bernie Sanders roasting Joe Manchin. Let's watch Bernie Sanders roasting Joe Manchin. That's what I need. He just rips him apart. He just rips him a fuck apart.
We're joined now by Senator Bernie Sanders. It's good to see you this morning, Senator Sanders. President Biden is back from his trip, a trip that has gotten a lot of blowback from even your fellow Democrats, especially that fist bump with the Saudi crown prince. You've referred to Saudi Arabia as a brutal dictatorship that crushes democracy. Should Biden have gone?
No, I don't think so. You have a leader of that country who was involved in the murder of a Washington Post journalist. I don't think that that type of government should be rewarded with a visit by the President of the United States.
But at the heart of the discussions was oil, and President Biden said that Saudis would take action in the coming weeks. Could that make a difference? And doesn't that explain why he went? What would you have done?
Well, I'm sure that, I'm sure that that is why he went. But the truth of the matter is, if you're looking at the outrageously high cost of gas at the pumps right now, one of the things we have got to look at is the fact that while Americans are now paying $4.50, $4.80 for a gallon of gas, the oil company profits in the last quarter have been extraordinarily high. And I happen to believe that we've got to tell the oil companies to stop ripping off the American people, and if they don't, we should impose a windfall profits tax on them.
So would you just ignore the Saudis if you were president?
Look, you got a family that is worth $100 billion, which crushes democracy, which treats women as third-class citizens, which murders and imprisons its opponents. And if this country believes in anything, we believe in human rights, we believe in democracy. And I just don't believe that we should be maintaining a warm relationship with a dictatorship like that.
So here's the reality. I agree with Bernie 100%. But the Europeans and the Japanese need their oil, is the reality of where we're at right now. Part of that is because the United States of America has made sure that those countries are as dependent as possible on Middle East energy. And further, we've become even more dependent on Saudi Arabia because we're sanctioning Venezuela and Iran right now. So our system is simply lever the world economy into the laps of a theocratic dictatorship that commits wanton crimes all over the world, including to American citizens. And the United States of America presidents are so frightened of actually dealing with that threat. What would that entail? Building alternative energy systems that don't rely on fucking oil. Actually invest. Make a Green New Deal. Oh, it just so happens we have to do that or the planet's going to boil. Yet, even with the geopolitical considerations, even with the human rights considerations, even with the environmental and climate implications. We can't get the capitalists to do it. They fucking can't do it. They're going to kill us all.
And I want to go back to the economy. How concerned are you about a recession?
Well, what I am really concerned about is that increasingly, Martha, and I think most Americans know this, we are moving rapidly into an oligarchic form of society. You know, we talk about the economy doing poorly for the working class, for the middle class. That's true. But we should also recognize the economy is doing extraordinarily well for the people on top, for the billionaires who have seen a $2 trillion increase in their wealth during this pandemic while 1 million Americans died. So the struggle must be to create an economy that works for all, not just the people on top, a political system which is not dominated by super PACs and billionaires, a media which is not owned by large corporations. And I think the American people, what is very clear, whether you're Democrat, Republican, and independent, people looking at Washington and they're saying, you know what, you don't represent me. You don't know what's going on in my life. I can't afford health care. I can't afford the cost of prescription drugs. I can't afford child care. What are you doing about it? And what people are doing about it is taking money from super PACs or being influenced by super PACs, and the rich get richer.
Senator, I want to turn
all of our people to. Yeah, go ahead.
Senator, I want to turn to Congress and the agenda there. Senator Joe Manchin, of course, abruptly pulled the plug this week on the Democrats'
No, Martha,
plans
he didn't
to
abruptly. Martha,
okay,
okay.
I love how Bernie Sanders doesn't let them frame their dumb fucking questions with false information. And he jumps in and interrupts. But she's brain dead, so she has to read. She can't reformulate a question. She has to read. So she's going to put her hand up and go, and hold her pen, like she has ever used that pen, other than to doodle with. She's got to pretend like, oh, we agree to disagree. And then she has to read her fucking line.
Abruptly on Friday.
He didn't abruptly do anything.
He was
has
negotiating
sabotaged
for a while.
The president's agenda. No. Look, if you check the record 6 months ago, I made it clear that you have people like Manchin, Cinema to a lesser degree, who are intentionally sabotaging the president's agenda, what the American people want, what a majority of us in the Democratic caucus want. Nothing new about this. And the problem was that we continue to talk to Manchin like he was serious. He was not. This is a guy who is a major recipient of fossil fuel money, a guy who has received campaign contributions from 25 Republican billionaires. Do you think this guy is serious?
Senator, okay, you say he wasn't serious, but Manchin
the
says
moment he starts talking about his donors, she stops him. Isn't that really interesting? Why would you stop a senator from making an attack against a member of his own party? Isn't that ratings? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that drama? Well, that has to be subsumed to the interest of the what? The rich and defending the status quo, because she's a corporate fucking journalist. Fart noise. Incredible. He said he got donations from 25 Republican billionaires, and she interrupts to put her head down and look at notes. What?
Guy who is a major recipient of fossil fuel money, a guy who has received campaign contributions from 25 Republican billionaires. Do you think this guy is serious?
Senator, okay, you say he wasn't serious, but Manchin says his main goal is to do what's good for West Virginia, and he's worried about inflation. Listen to what he told the West Virginia radio station. Listen to this, please.
Is that right?
Inflation is absolutely killing many, many people. They can't buy gasoline. They have a hard time buying groceries. Everything they buy and consume for their daily lives is a hardship to them.
Your reaction to that, Senator?
Well, look, the same nonsense that Manchin has been talking about for a year. West Virginia.
It's an anti-inflation bill. I'm not going to do the anti-inflation bill because of inflation. It provides relief for prescription drug prices, which is a major source of inflation. Oh, no, we can't do that. We want to raise taxes on the rich, which will help slow down the economy, which will help with inflation. Oh, no, we can't do that, right? Reduce the consumption of the rich, right? We can't reduce consumption of the rich. We can't do any of that. No. We because of inflation, see? That's why they're lying sacks of shit. West Virginia is a hellscape. People are poor. Drugs are rampant. Housing is just falling apart. Joe Manchin has... I mean, honestly, West Virginia is America in the future. The thing about the United States is everything we do is overpriced and built like shit. You can't get something built with quality at a fair price. This country sucks shit. Legitimately, it's garbage. They're paying AARP commercials here in West Virginia about how Manchin is fighting prescription drug prices. It was funny because I've been doing the millennial thing of like wanting to like build a house and like looking into the process and, you know, trying to plan before I hit 40, maybe I'll have a house, you know? And I was watching some video on YouTube about somebody who built their own house, right? And it turned out their dad is a fucking general contractor. So it's like, yeah, well, we didn't have to pay the general contracting fee. And it's like, yeah, no shit. Now I get why a millennial was able to build your own home. Their dad gave you the down payment and he waived the general contracting fee, which is like, you know, going to amount to $50,000 to $100,000. And it's just like, well, fucking worthless. And it's like one of the top videos on YouTube. And it's like, it's just garbage. It's just garbage.
Virginia, it's a beautiful state. I've had the pleasure of being there. Great people. It is one of the poorest states in this country. You ask the people of West Virginia whether they want to expand Medicare to cover dental, hearing, and eyeglasses. You ask the people of West Virginia whether we should demand that the wealthiest people in large corporations start paying their fair share of taxes. Ask the people of West Virginia whether or not all people should have health care as a human right like in every other country on earth. That's what they will say. In my humble opinion, you know, Manchin represents the very wealthiest people in this country, not working families in West Virginia or America.
And Senator Sanders, I want to end with, if these provisions don't get passed, doesn't look like they will, what does that mean for Democrats' climate goals and the climate itself?
Martha, it ain't Democrats. It isn't the president. It is the future of the planet. So when Manchin sabotages climate change, this is for future generations. What's going on right now in the West, all over the world, we're looking at significantly increased, more and more heat waves. You're going to look at more drought, more flooding. This is an existential threat to humanity. And what this election must be about is whether or not we're going to vote for candidates who are prepared to stand up for working people, stand up for the planet, and have the courage to take on the billionaire class who dominates our economy and our political life. That's what this election is about. The Republican Party is not there. We need more progressive Democrats who are going to fight for workers.
Okay, thanks for joining us this morning, Senator Sanders.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here.
All right, chat. I want to show you what I consider to be a segment when Bernie Sanders was the front runner. He had an interview on Showtime, and I want to show you. This is just a piece of candy. Look what we missed out on, chat. Look what we didn't get.
But yeah,
Yes.
How much do you think this retails for?
$100.
$100. What's the resale on these bad boys? Is it $1,500? $1,500. Are you interested?
Bernie being shown sneakers from Sneakerheads is one of my favorite all-time interviews. He's just like, what?
$1,500 in
Yes.
spares. He goes, I think I'll pass.
Okay, all right. Okay. Straight up said no to this. So something more.
First of all, I gotta be honest, chat. I like nice-looking sneakers. Who doesn't like good-looking sneakers? But I'm in the Bernie camp. It looks like a $150 pair of sneakers. What do you want from me? Like why is this $3,000? Someone explain.
Suited for someone not taking big corporate money.
Looks like a nice sneaker.
What do you think the resale value on this bad boy is?
Well, now the last one was $1,500, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's this? $250?
$250?
Even his brain, even being told that these sneakers are too much, he can't do it. He can't do it. By the way, $250. That sounds extravagant to me.
What's the resale on this?
$4,500, aka 2 Honda Civics in the box.
This is a status thing?
It's a flex.
It's a flex. Yeah. You're not a big flexer? No. Okay. But yeah. Yes. How much do you think this retails?
Bernie's like, this is fucking stupid. Tax anybody who wants to buy these. Bernie's like, fuck this. Fuck this. See, the thing about Bernie is he's different than 99.99% of politicians. You know, he doesn't fall for the bullshit, you know? He doesn't think that he's better than you. He just thinks he's a normal fucking guy who has to represent the interests of regular people. He is amazing. And he will continue to be that. I love the guy. I love the guy. And I think that when Bernie Sanders dies, it will actually be, I hope he lives another 100 years. I hope he lives another 100 years. Like, because we just, you know, there's a lot of people I like that are in politics right now, but nobody like him. Like, look at this. Oh, I just found it. Oh my God, Pog. I found it.
It's very unusual when people call a mayor by his first name or call any politician by their first name. Why do you think they call you Bernie?
The idea that people call me Bernie, I think, has to do with the fact that I do not believe that a mayor or a governor or a senator or a president is some exalted human being. I get paid by the people of the city of Burlington. They pay me a very nice salary. They put me in this job. I work for them. I am a worker, like everybody else is a worker. I don't see why somebody who works for somebody else should be placed on a higher plane. That's what democracy is about. If they like what I'm doing, they keep me here. If they don't, they remove me. That I am Bernie means that I am a reasonably unpretentious person. I've never had any money in my entire life. Now I have, you know, a few dollars in the bank, but I'm not terribly different than most people. And I don't want to be treated very differently. I want people to feel comfortable. And I always get nervous when people get nervous because they're in front of the mayor. I don't like that. And we try to discourage that.
It's very unusual.
I wore a blouse with birds to work after that one bird thing happened. My MAGA boss was seething. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's great, man. He's truly great. Mike, what do you think about Keffals getting banned for 30 days? And what do you think about our drama with Pepe Lodi? I think that Destiny is rightfully banned off of Twitch. I don't think anybody who's like linking Kiwifarms shit to their community to brigade another person, or like especially when there's doxing documents with someone that you're having active beef with, is like beyond the pale and like makes everything unsafe on this platform, period. You can't have what amounts to a nest of people that do doxing and harassment. And it's not like just harassment where it's like, just turn off computer. What is online harassment? I do that all the time. I don't give a shit about someone insulting me on Twitter. Ooh, that'll never affect me. But they do real shit like send SWAT teams at people and, you know, find out their home address and call them incessantly on the phone and shit like that you can't like just ignore. So it's, you know, it's not, you mean people being mean on computer. No. That, I mean, first of all, who gives a shit about that? Keffals is very much over that.
Less than 3.
So that's pretty disgusting. And, you know, when people call something drama, they're attempting to make it into kind of content entertainment. It's a way of like decriminalizing and decontextualizing what's actually going on. What's actually going on is you have somebody that is sicking one of the internet's most notorious hate mobs on a trans creator. That's not drama. That's a physical, personal threat. And it's kind of shocking, like, because we're all online creators at the end of the day. We all deal with fans that are unhealthy or haters that are psychotic.
That's praxis.
And to just have no solidarity for anybody else and just try to bring on the worst things onto them. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. You shouldn't have a platform if you do shit like this.
Thank you for all the leftist propaganda.
This is lower than this is Alex Jones level shit. It's bad, man. So I hope Keffals is able to get the ban, you know, reduced. I know that she got 30 days, I think, for showing some of the hate messages that are sent to her. Twitch has this thing where if you get doxxed and harassed and treated like garbage, if you show some of the comments that are being made to you on your stream, they will punish you as if you made the comment. So you're not allowed to really communicate with your audience what you're dealing with, which is just, in my opinion, absolute horseshit. I know of people that have been banned because they showed a DM that a person sent to them. I mean, like, it's just, that was just like, you know, I think the ban reason was like bringing negativity on the on the website or something. What do you think about the claim that just because he posted sometimes on Kiwifarms doesn't mean he promotes them? I think that claim doesn't matter because he literally linked her thread. If you just go on Kiwifarms as some sort of strategy to try to get them off your back, I think that's a dumbass strategy, but whatever. I don't think anybody cares. I think when then you engage with Kiwifarms I'm just going to call it KW from now on, chat. If you engage with KW, or excuse me, KW, what should I call it? Yeah, let's call it the fruit. The fruit. If you deal with the fruit farm, you're gonna get, you know what you're dealing with, right? And to then promote that to your audience is helping that website grow. So let's just not use it anymore, obviously. And brigading them and also greenlighting bigotry toward them. Now that's his favorite thing to do. That's his favorite thing to do. His favorite thing to do is to get really unhinged about how bad someone is and then send his audience toward that person. And then the audience knows that that person's a green light to harass, and they know that they're going to be anonymous with other people that are doing the same thing. He knowingly does that shit constantly. So it's like, come on, man. I think that it's total horseshit. That's just the way it goes. It's been banned in New Zealand for being directly connected to promoting the attack in Christchurch. It's really bad. Yeah, it's you know, you can't really compare it to other places like 4chan because 4chan exists as an image board to talk about various subjects. Yeah, there's a dark side to it where and there's a bad culture and there's, you know, all sorts of communities that have flourished on there that are bad. But the organizing principle around 4chan is like celebrating a Japanese culture and a Japanese form of like website called an image board, right? It's not inherently designed with the intent to become a harassment site, right? Whereas the farms is. Trying to explain the farm to anyone is normal is really hard. That website needs to be quarantined. Even discussing it online brings weirdos out of the walls. It's more radioactive than Hanford. I mean, the fact that I just used their name will probably get me harassed. Sweet 4 months of awesome leftist commentary. Let's go. Exactly. And it's really, really bad. Obviously, I would tell you that it's literally don't go to it. Don't engage. It's like, imagine there is a colony of zombies. Like, don't go to the zombie colony. You're going to die. So all I can say is, like, you know, I admire Keffals for just going right at him, but on the other hand, it's like I don't really want to engage much more than I just did with it because I don't feel like there's anything to be gained. Maybe I'm wrong. We're back. I have a lot to tell you about TwitchCon. But first, allow me to do a little celebrity complaining. Huh? What do you guys say? You up for a little micro e-celebrity complaint?
That's praxis.
It's been 84 years.
I would say that I've flown hundreds of I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles under my belt. My climate damage is just incredible. Like, I personally killed people from the amount of climate damage that I've caused with my flying. And Amsterdam airport was the worst thing I've ever seen by far.
That's praxis.
There's no way for you to offset your celebrity carbon?
I mean, offset shit is just mostly bullshit. Unfortunately, they don't really do things they say they're going to do. It's like a scam, unfortunately. It was the absolute worst thing I've ever seen. I'm gonna explain it to you, all right? And we're gonna go through it together. So my flight was at 6:50 out of Amsterdam, all right? 6:50, all right? And hold on, let me bring up something on the other monitor so it's just not a black screen for most of it. And, you know, that's fine. I don't care. I'll wake up at 2 and get at the airport at 3. It's fine. I don't, you know, whatever. And I get there. At 3 o'clock. So 3 hours, 50 minutes before my flight. There's no fucking shot that you can miss your flight, right? There's no shot. I mean, you're there 4 hours before. How could you possibly miss your flight? Well, first of all, KLM is the airline. And let me just say something. I've flown on Ryanair. I've flown on Spirit. I've flown on Southwest. I fly on United the most. They've never fucked me over. Let me just get started. KLM doesn't have any place to check your bag. That's open. No self-help, no like bag drop-off, nothing. I think this is their like hub airport. So this is the peak of the peak. People are just standing in line. They don't open until 4:30. They don't open their like checking bag process till 4:30.
Laughing face.
Saw you on stream in Amsterdam, talked to Hasan and his entourage, but the stream lost connection. Oh, did it? Seth Lynn Rosen, thanks, bud. And Scuttlebutt, thank you. So anyway, it's fine. Whatever. I check my bag at 5. Like by the time we get through everything, it's like 5:15, something like that. It takes 45 minutes. And we go to the security line. And I realize the beginning of the security line is outside of the airport. They have set up tents that go outside of the airport. I'm like, okay, well, I'm 2 hours and 50 minutes. There's no fucking shot that I'm going to miss my flight at this point. I didn't get out of the fucking security line until 7:30. It was so bad that they actually delayed my flight a number of times, but apparently I didn't cut, which was just a cuck move on my part. I should have just cut. But the problem is, the reason why I didn't is I was so far back and like trapped that there was like no way to like get out. I would have to physically start shoving people. Like I couldn't, there was like no like slick way to cut until I was almost there anyway. And then it was already too late. I don't know how it was legal, honestly, to have children and people standing for 4 hours. It was shocking. So anyway, I missed my flight. So I go up to I get through security. I go up to the gate and I'm like, listen, I was here at 3 o'clock. You didn't open your bag check till 4:30. Security took me fucking 3 hours and 30 minutes to get through. How are you making me whole? Like, what's going on here? So they're like, okay, well, we have a flight to Budapest and blah, blah, blah. And then you'll fly to your final destination, right? I'm like, okay, fine. Just get me out of this shithole. Little did I know that the second leg of my flight was a different airline than KLM. This will be an important fact later. This will become an important flight later. So anyway, I do my flight. I arrive at my destination. I'm cool. I go to baggage claim. No, it doesn't. No bag. No. And the foolish thing is, I had one checked bag that was basically 22.5 kilograms out of my 23 kilogram allotment. I also had a carry-on, and I have, let's just say, a backpack that is a second carry-on. All right, I tried to extract every single bit of extra space because I'm doing other shit. I didn't go back home yet, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to check your handbag for free?" And I was like, "Well, we got to get through security. Fine, whatever." So I gave them my carry-on as well as that checked bag. They're gone. Now, I don't want to tell you this, but let's just say that the amount of shit that was in there was extremely a lot. Let's just put it that way. So extremely a lot. That's right. A lot of stuff. So,
That's praxis.
Yeah. So that was, when I say the day didn't go as planned, it went poorly. They still haven't found my bag yet. I believe that I am so what happens in airlines is they don't allow your bag to be on a flight that you're not on, unless it's specifically like put in cargo, right? Like if you put your bag on but you don't make it on, like if you don't physically board the flight, they take your bag off. Should have put an air tag in it. Fuck. Why didn't I do that? Shit, fuck, that's such a good point. Hasan also lost his bag. Air tags don't work like that though. Yes, they do. Amaru, thank you for the tier 3.
Welcome back, Mike.
So let's just say that I lost a lot of shit.
Just want to say good morning.
It's
Mike.
a heavy hit. It's a heavy hit. Hasan said he lost the carry-on because they manually checked it. Sometimes when you're on a plane, they'll be like, we don't have enough room in the overhead compartments, so we're gonna check your bag. Sometimes they do it when you check in, and sometimes they do it at the gate. It's called a gate check. If you don't have like a priority ticket, like a premium ticket, if you buy a ticket from like those cheap sites online, and you're not like, if you don't have frequent flyer status or anything like that, oftentimes they'll gate check your shit. And here's the thing, I don't put anything in my carry-on that I can't check. The only thing the stuff that I can't check, I put in my backpack. And that never leaves my side, you know. That never leaves my side. So, you know, computer, etc., etc. So it's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. Good news is that I've complained. And I complained to thousands of you. That's a good point. Now we're back. We have a lot to talk about. Keffals got banned, which is bullshit. I haven't really been on the computer to keep track of it. Like I didn't watch any of her streams or really get involved because I've been out of the country, you know, and dealing with some bullshit. Let me tell you. So all I can say is I have never been. It's not so much that things got bad. I understand that things happen and sometimes problems happen. But when you know your security line is just completely fucked, how do you not open your like check-in desk early? What, you can't pay those people? You can't hire a couple people to operate the check-in screen? I'm sorry, that doesn't take a lot of training. Is she permanent? I don't believe so. Anyway, I'm just trying to say. Mike, they don't have the funds. Nobody wants to work. Yeah. Let's just say that the flight that I bought the ticket. It was like the highest this flight has ever costed ever. I got royally fucked. I paid more for this ticket than they've like ever gotten before in their lives, and they fucked me. So double check that. Like, imagine paying way more than normal market prices for this flight, and they lose your shit. Incredible. James, thanks for the tier 3 for 32 months. How is everybody doing? Thank you all for the subs. We have a nice 200 sub goal. Why? Because life sucks and it's not fair. So I'm just gonna raise my sub goal today for no reason. You'll cheer me up, right, chat? All right, so we have a metric shit ton of things to react to watch. I think I was on Hasan's stream. Oh yeah, let me finish on the Keffals stuff before I get too ADHD brained. All right, so fuck KLM. I'm never taking that airline again. Period. Period. It was Will's stream? Okay, great. Period. KLM doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. They are dead to me. They are beyond dead to me. I love KLM, Mike. That's nice. They're fucking dead. The only EU airline I trust is Lufthansa. I've had good experience with Air Austria. They didn't fuck anything up. Now you admit American Airlines are superior. First of all, I have no problem with the major unionized carriers. They are exactly what you expect. I've had good experiences with Air Austria as well. Doesn't KLM have an active strike going on? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of, but maybe that is true. I didn't see any picketers. It was absolute. I thought it happened last week. I thought it was a security thing at the airport that happened last week that wasn't going on now. But I'll have to. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay. All in all, it was dog shit. I'm pretty sure Air Austria is owned by the government of Austria. But maybe not. I'd have to go look. I'm pretty sure it's state owned. No strike, just operational issues. Yeah, that's what I thought. Did I have fun on the trip? Sure. I think Amsterdam was a good. It felt like a pretty good dry run. I got some cool merch, except it's all in my fucking checked bag. We used to own it till the government sold it to Lufthansa. See what happens when you elect conservatives? That's what happens. Are you watching the stream unsubbed? You're making income inequality worse. You are doing anti-praxis. We are the only Twitch stream that will not accept scam advertisers, and I will never fuck you over by selling you crap